Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to the lesson 4 in the module 4. It is about special right triangles. There are certain special cases depending on the angles of a right triangle, and we can find the sides easily. Before I begin, I just want to quickly remind you that the first lesson and the third lesson in module 4 won't be there for your end of term. So I've directly jumped to lesson 4. The last lesson was the lesson 2, and now we are in lesson 4. The learning objectives of this lesson are to understand that by similarity side ratios in 45, 45, 90. See, if the angles of a right angle will have 90 degrees, and if the other two angles will be 45 and 45, then there is a certain relationship. And also understand the similarity side ratios in 30, 60, 90 degree right angle triangle. Basically, if you have these two triangles, you can cut the triangle and there'll be similarities. Okay, so that's the thing. But if you remember the few formulas based on the triangles, that is more than enough for your in this lesson for you to solve the problems. We will look into the keywords. It's 45, 45, 90 degree triangle and 30, 60, 90. We will look into the first part. Over here, we have 45 degrees, and 90 degrees triangle. Imagine you have a square and you draw a diagonal. Then, if it's a diagonal, these two lines will be 45 and 45 degree. If it's a square, see this is a linear equation, linear line with 45 degrees, or the slope is 1 basically. So that's why it cuts both the ends at 45 degrees, and this is 90 degrees, right? Here, there are various similarities. Now, if you use Pythagoras theorem and solve it up, at the end you will find this relationship. Because these both the angles are same, these two sides must be same. Why? Because if the angles are equal, these legs will be equal. That's from the equilateral triangle, we know that. Sorry, isosceles triangle, I'm sorry. It's about from the isosceles triangle, we know that if the base angles are equal, then the legs will be equal. And this is 90 degree, that's the top. In order to find the longest side, that is the hypotenuse, this is the longest side. If we know any one side of the leg, either this side or this side, these are called legs, right? If you know any one, it is more than enough. Then we can multiply that by root 2 to find the hypotenuse. So I'll give you a simple example. Imagine this is 1 over here, and this is also 1, the side. This over here will be root 2 times whatever is this length, that is 1. So that would be the dimensions. So this is basically it. The derivation, I'm sure it might have been done in class. It is just by using Pythagoras theorem, but now we will use this concept and solve problems. Here we are. Find the value of x. This is the x value. Now, this is the longest side, that is the hypotenuse. You can see this is the hypotenuse. Now, how would you solve that? Is very simply, x would be equal to root 3 times 4. That's it. There is nothing else to do. Sorry, I wrote root 3. That is in the next part. It is root 2 times 4. That's it. It's root 2 times 4. You can put this in calculator and you'll get the answer, that is 4 root 2. That would be the answer. We will just quickly see. That is the formula. Hypotenuse, that is the x value, is equal to L, that is any one leg. Because if this is 4, even the other side will be 4 multiplied by root 2. So it is 4 root 2. That is your answer. You can use your calculator to simplify, but generally if it is an MCQs, this would be the answer, preferred form. Okay, so that's it. It's very straightforward. Now please do try this by yourselves as well. Here, if one angle is 45, then this is 90. This must be 45. So again, we can use 45, 45, 90 degree rules. That is, sorry, h, hypotenuse will be root 3 times leg. Now, what is L? L is any leg, h is hypotenuse. So here, x will be equal to root 3. I am sorry, again, I wrote root 3, it's root 2. My bad. It's a root 2 times 7 root 2. Root 2 and root 2 is 2. When you multiply root 2 and root 2, it will be 2. 7 times 2 is 14. This is the answer. The length of x is 14. You can use the calculator directly and solve. That's fine. X is 14. Here now, okay, they have not given me angle. You can see there's no angle mentioned. But they have told this side and this side is same. It's a converse. The thing is, if this is 45, this is 45, then these two sides will be equal. Or if these two sides are equal, then the angle is 45 itself. So it's understood these are 45, 45, 90. Now all you need to do is find x, that is root 2, not 3, it's root 2 times 5 root 2, and it will be 2 times 5 times 2, that's 10. The answer will be 10. Simple as that. Very easy and very straightforward. That's the answer, 10. Please do this by yourselves. It is very simple and straightforward again. Now it's 8 and 8. All you need to do is remember, when the legs are equal, that means we can use 45, 45, 90 degrees. So x, the hypotenuse, would be equal to root 2 times 8. It will be 8 root 2. That's it. You can't, yeah, that's it. I think so. Yeah, you can, no, this is more than enough. This is the simplified form, because root 2, you can't simplify further. 8 root 2 will be the simplified form. Now here, they have given us the hypotenuse. All you need to do is find x. Again, it's very simple. One is 45, that means the other one is also 45. So just remember, hypotenuse will be equal to root 2 times leg. What is hypotenuse? It's 18. Root 2 times leg. What is leg? Unknown x. So take it to the other side. 18 times root 2 is the answer to x. You can simplify it further, where you multiply, say, if you're doing it directly by simplification, you can just multiply both the sides by root 2. It will be 18 root 2 divided by root 2 times root 2. Up and down, you're multiplying root 2. You're just manipulating this. It's basically multiplying by 1, root 2 and root 2. So it'll be root 2 over here. Down, it will be 2 equals x. See, I've just multiplied this up and down. Now what happens over here is, you will have 18 root 2 divided by 2. So what is this? 9 root 2 equals x. So this will be the most simplified form. So, okay, you don't need to do that. This is the answer directly, but sometimes, your calculator gives you this. Okay, your calculator might give you this, but this is also equal. So all you do is put in the calculator and you can press SD and check both the answers are equal. Sometimes if in the MCQ option, imagine 18 root 2 is not there. There is only 9 root 2. So remember, these both are equal. So that's why I did the simplification as well. You can see over here 18 root 2. That's it. Or 9 root 2. It's over here mentioned. See, you can write 18 root 2 or 9 root 2. It depends, whichever is given on the option. Please make sure you use that. Now, how about this? The same concept, same thing. The formula is the same. All you need to remember is hypotenuse h will always be equal to root 2 times the leg. Hypotenuse is known here, 5 root 2, that is equal to root 2 times x. Leg is x. And here they have mentioned x and x. That means we have to just find one x. We know both the sides are equal. That means that's 45, 45, 90. Take this root 2 to the other side. It will be 5 root 2 by root 2. That is equal to x. Cancels off. 5 equals x. So this is the answer after simplification. So x equals 5. Now then, we go to the next part, 30, 60, 90. Now, in this case, okay, they have just given it straightforward. You can use a triangle, you can use Pythagoras theorem, you can derive it. But if you know the formula, that's more than enough to solve the problems. That's why it's just mentioned here. But in this case, there are two formulas. Now, let me just draw a triangle over here. Say there is a 90 degree, like this and like this. This is 90. Now, here you must remember the bigger side. See, this is hypotenuse, that's the longest, okay? What is the bigger side? This is a bit more bigger than the shorter one, right? The bigger side means it will have a bigger angle, 60 degrees. And the shortest side will have 30 degrees. Mine is not accurately drawn, but in reality, what happens is, now imagine you're doing 30-degree, that means it'll be a smaller opening. This, as it is smaller opening, the opposite side to 30-degree is the shortest side. This is S. Whereas if it's 60-degree, that would be the second, biggest or second shortest. The biggest one would be opposite to 90-degree, that is the maximum. Okay, this is the situation. Now here what they are saying is, if you want to find the hypotenuse, opposite to S is shortest. So let me take the shortest as X. Okay. Now the hypotenuse H will be equal to 2 times X, because this is X, right? This is 2X. Whereas the other length that is over here, this length, like longer length, this is the shortest length, the longer length, and the hypotenuse. This longer length L would be root 3 times X. Okay, that's the thing. Now, if you're wondering why I was writing root 3 previously, because I remember that this is root 3, so I just got confused a while ago. That's why I was writing root 3 all the time in the 45, 45, 90. It is over here you use root 3. Okay, now we will see a problem you'll understand. Here we have X and Y unknown. No problem, we can easily find them. First, you need to understand what is the shortest length. Whichever is opposite to 30 degrees is the shortest, so that is X. Hypotenuse is this, H is this is shortest. And what about this? This is the longer side, not the longest one. It is L. I'll just use L. This as S. Okay. Longer side L, shortest side X, and hypotenuse is Y. Now we know the formulas. What are the formulas? Let's write both of them. Hypotenuse is equal to 2 times shorter length. But length is equal to, L is equal to root 3 times shorter length, the second longest. Okay, so you can do anything ABC as well, but you need to understand H is for hypotenuse, so it's easy, opposite to 90 degree, always the longest of all sides in the triangle. Then there are two remaining, one will be shorter length, one is longer length. So S is the shorter length, L is the longer length, which is apart from the hypotenuse. Now these are the formulas. Now over here, what do we know? H is unknown, S is unknown. We can't solve this now. Let's first solve this. Find S, because we know L is equal to 12. We can substitute this. That is equal to root 3. S is given as X, so let me write it as X. What next? Let me just substitute over here. What are the values? It's Y equals 2X here. Okay. Now I'm doing this first because I can easily solve it up. Now here it'll be 12 by root 3 equals X. So X value is given over here. You can simplify it, but now I'll leave it. You can use calculator to simplify. Here also it's simple. What happens? You just multiply root 3 and then it'll be 4 root 3, I believe. Yeah, I'll just simplify it. It'll be easier when I apply over here. So you just multiply root 3 here, and this will, denominator becomes 3 equals X, because you're multiplying up and down by root 3, and it'll be 4 root 3 equals X. Now this X can be applied over here. It'll be Y equals 2. X value is 4 root 3. It's all multiplication, so 4 times 2 is 8, root 3, that is Y value. This is how we easily solve. The shortest distance is 4 root 3, that is the X value, whereas the hypotenuse is 2 times shortest distance, so it's 8 root 3. That is 1, that is 12 root 3 or 4 root 3, any one is the correct option. And this one over here, you just solve it. It'll be the 24 root 3 or 8 root 3. Why 24? Because you just multiply 12 root 3 into 2, it'll be 24 root 3 or 8 root 3. This is how we solve it. Again, very easy, very simple and straightforward. Let us do this quickly. Please do pause the video and try it by yourself, and then you can check the answers. Now let me write it. Hypotenuse is always 2 times shortest distance, and length, what is that? The longer side would be equal to root 3 times shortest distance S. And now over here we have hypotenuse as Y, that is equal to 2 times. This is 60, 90, so this is 30. Opposite to it will be the shortest distance X. Here we have L, this is the hypotenuse, this is L then. 15 equals root 3 times unknown value x. So it will be 15 root 3 equals x. Over here, I'll just directly write it will be 5 root 3 equals x, because it's simple. All you need to do is multiply root 3 and divide this by this number inside. It will be 5. 15 by 3 is 5 root 3. And then over here, it will be y equals 2 times 15 root 3, and that is y equals 30 root 3, or you can write it as, over here we have just multiply this, over here also 30 divided by 3 and multiply root 3, it will be 10 root 3. So x value is 5 root 3, y value is 10 root 3. So these are the two possible answers: 30 root 3 or 10 root 3, 15 root 3 or 5 root 3. I hope this is clear, because this is very easy and simple and straightforward. And now we have a real world problem where we will have to use 30, 60, 90 degrees itself. Now, this is about jewelry. Destiny makes and sells upcycled earrings. The earrings shown are made from congruent equilateral triangles. Each triangle has a height of 2 centimeters. Now, look carefully. These are all equilateral. Let me just, as I read it, let me just mark it up over here. This equilateral in the sense all the bases are equal and this single height is all same. This height is 2 centimeter and they are, see, they're joined over here. Okay, they are both, let me just draw this complete over here till over here. 2 plus 2, this is 4 centimeters. And the hooks attached to the top, this is how much? 1 centimeter. This is 1. Destiny needs to mail this pair of earring to a customer. If she mails the earrings in a rectangular box, what width and length must the base of the box have so that the earrings will fit in them? So basically, imagine you're boxing this up. Okay, that's bad. It must be, tightly fit, right? So basically that is the cover. Okay, that's so bad. Just understand that you're taking a package. You need a package that will cover them inside, and you're placing them just like this, one earring and other earring, this pair separately. So what is the total height over here? Total will be 4. Okay, I'll change the color now. This is 4, and now you can see this is 90 degree, and since they're equilateral, what can you see? This will be, if this is 90, you're cutting this equilateral triangle has 60 degrees in all. This is 60, 60, 60. Now we know this will be 60. Now I'm doing a half because I have given the height, right? So what will be this angle? It will be 30 degrees, half of 60. So we can use 30, 60, 90 here. I hope this is clear. See, we have the height. Height means the middle, the centermost, okay? The proper straight line. So this is 2, this is 2. Now here, I know this angle is 60 degrees. This is 30 because it's height, altitude, it cuts this angle from 60 to half, that'll be 30. 30, 60, and over here it's 90. Now this height is 2. What about this line? First of all, this is the hypotenuse, h. We don't want that. Opposite side of the smallest angle, that 30 degree, this is the smallest angle, this is L. Now, what is the relationship between L and S? I hope you remember, L is equal to root 3S. What is L given as? 2, that is equal to root 3. This is unknown, S is unknown. Let me leave it like that. Let me take 2 to the other side. 2 by root 3 equals S. I hope this much is clear. This is the S value. But now, I need the full length. What is this is S, so even this is also S in the other side. So I'll just multiply this by 2. I'll get the total base. I'll write base, okay? Base of one earring. Base would be 2 times 2 root 3. That is, I'll write over here, base would be equal to 4 root 3. This is 4 root 3 because I just multiply this. Now, this is one pair of earring. I have one more pair. So there are 2 bases. 2 bases means just multiply this by 2. 2 times 4 root 3, that is 8 root 3. Okay, that is the answer. And what is the height of the, see that base, right? Must have a base of the box. What is the, if the male is hearing, what will be the width and the length, right? You can consider this as the width. This is the width. For one or two also I have taken. So the width is basically 8 root 3. What about the this height or the length, the total length? That is simple. It's 1 plus 2 plus 2, it is 5 over here. So the answer is basically 8 root 3 and 5, because they are putting it in an envelope that must be at least 5 centimeters of length and the width of 8 root 3. 8 root 3, I'll just put in the calculator, corresponds to somewhere 4 or something. 4.61. Okay, so the width must be at least 4.61 and the length, you can consider anything width and length, other dimension must be 5. I hope that is clear. The problem is explained here. You can go through the explanation. Let me just check the answer. So the width of the box must be at least 8 root 3. It can be more than that, or about 4.62 centimeter. It must be at least this, because this is the dimension. So obviously you can't take this. It should be little more. So that's why it's at least. It can be a little more, maybe 4.7 or 7.5. It's better to have tightly packed. That's the reason you should not go too high as well. And the length of the box must be at least of 5. You can see it's at least 5. It can be more than that, but a little more. So that is the thing. That's how we solve that. It's a simple one, and this lesson is also very easy and simple. That's it for this lesson. I hope it is clear. And this is just the basics for the trigonometry. These are just the importance of right angles. You saw how right angles can be used to determine various situations, like different all these sides can be found out from a right angle and all that. In the next lesson, which will be very interesting, that's trigonometry, we will start learning the most important trigonometry, that is measuring the triangles. Okay, and those measuring the angles of the triangles. Basically, from trigonometry we will get the angles and everything. It'll be very interesting. So do stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.